Hello. Okay, let's start presentation. We're gonna start the server first. Gonna launch it, and here's our server. Our server is about financial track. So basically, welcome to the financial tracker app. That's our message which welcomes us. And since we just came to the server, we see the message telling us to log in first, and we basically try to log in. But if we try to enter, we're gonna face mistakes. So we need to register first. So I just created you can create any email. I just created one with a random one. I can enter the password. Yes, just it could be any password. Once we enter, just a second, there was an issue. It's because I have logged in before. That's a problem. Okay, then let me register to another one, random one. Yeah, I just right now registered into another one. And you can see my basic information about using financial data, the amount of income, the rent, food, entertainment, savings, and extra income. In order to enter, we can go to the next page, which is user settings. This page tells us which account, like how have we logged in. Later, we can enter any number, for example, I don't know, 20,000. Then rent, let's imagine food, let's entertainment, savings, and trying to save up. Once we update it, once we finish filling up the gaps, we have three options to update expenses, sign out, and delete account. Once we press update expenses, the message pop up that we've successfully did it. We can go to the home page and we can see it, and we can see the diagram telling us the amount of. So extra income is 8,500 basically. That's our income, and at the bottom we can see the diagram. Again, we can enter one more time. Let's say 10,000 now. Once I update it, it's returned. Give a second. Let me update. Yep. As you can see, that we get a message because we spend more than we actually income than our income. Therefore, try to update it again. It successfully did it. And now we have income is 3,500. And every time, once we want to update it, we can enter it. We can delete our account or we can sign out. Let's sign out first. And once we want to sign in, let's sign in to one of the previous one. Once we sign in, I sign in the original one where I entered 20K. Everything works. If I want to delete this account, I can simply delete it. And once I would like to enter, I get issues because it is invalid. It doesn't work. It seems like my account is deleted. What if I try to enter to another one? And it works. So we can also delete this account and it also might work. Here we go, and not problematic. So the main options, in summary, we have a home page with our data, with the diagram. Then we can register. If one, you can reset. It's easy. It's also just delete all the information. Then we can log in if it's necessary. If you haven't logged in, then we can use add all the necessary information here. Yeah, if you want to look at the code, the way we sort it up, it's we used the information from the lectures. The way we did, we have in assets we didn't really touch anything. Main point was the components, source components. In the test, we have a test hello world spec.js where we test it in order to that once it completes, when it's completely if the test and the server runs well, we receive the renders properly. Then we have a hello world function and login view. It was all necessary in order to email. So we all have buttons and labels here in login view. In order to receive information, we connected it with Firebase. We can sign in with email and password. As you have seen earlier, that's our was functionality. That's what we worked on. Welcome we didn't really touch. It's one of the previous files. They're not necessary, to be honest. Firebase, we created Firebase in order to, we took an API from the account from Firebase and we connected it as a web final application. That's what we have created in the Firebase. And then we launched basically here. We exported from here. We use extra library. It is for the charts. And we put it into plugins, into hchat.js. We imported view from there. And we basically added it here. That's how we, that's the reason why we can see this diagram. Next one, we have a router in order to help us to create a router with with connection with home, register, login, in all those buttons basically. Home, register, home, login, and the user settings. That's why it's all connected here. Book list is one of the previous ones, so it's not basically really part of it. It's not really part of it. Basically, register, login, use, and home. We just copied the same way we did it in our classroom, but book list view is just a name. Router is a before reach, using GL function in order to check it whether current user or not. Then we can show it. As a counter, we didn't really change anything. It was exactly as we did with earlier with homework exercises, where we can increase the number just by 1. This is a counter. That's the main functionality. Yep, you can increase the functionality or the amount of numbers, the amount of you want. Then we have book list view. It's the information with it which is published, what you can see. The name is not really represented because we wanted to use the same as the previous one. Here we have a main function as total income. We have a function which is computed as a user.value rent, value food. Basically, we retrieving data from the Firebase, which is here. Extra income. In order to calculate extra income, we need to compute it. How? Here's the formula basically. At the bottom, we have information about financial data, and it's income, login. So use your financial data, then we publish the income, the data income, rent expenses, user.rent, which taken from the Firebase. And that's why we see it, all those details here. Then we have information about welcome to the financial track, please log in. It's the information happens when we logged out. Once we logged out, we can see it. Once it's here, that's our information. That's why we see such following. And at the same time, we put a CSS structure here in order to make it look this way. Next one, we have a login view. We're using the same as a sign in with email and password. We use that feature from one of the previous lectures. We used in our homework as well, and in order to enter basically. Then we have a reset form. So basically, once we press, we press everything, reset. It's get rid of everything. Then basically it's the email, password, reset button. It's all those buttons we can see right now. Yep, it's here. And once it's successful, we receive the message, and then here is the references in terms of CSS in order how the way it look like. That's our things. With the register button, exactly the same. Submit form. We have where it checks the password value. It if it's less than 6, we receive this message. Yes. Basically, whether it's work or not. 3. Register doesn't work. So this is a pop-up message that it should be longer than 6. Here we got it. Once we register, we receive the message how we register. Here is how we can check the created user with the email and password, which can help us. Once we receive the error, we're gonna receive the error message about it. Register, we have email, password, and warning if it's necessary. The password warning if we have a problem with that. And also at the same time, we have a reset and a register button. At the bottom, we have a CSS in order to specify how it's gonna look like. Basically, all these things, how it's the way it look like. That's our things. Another one, we have user settings in order to as you can see, we haven't logged in, so we have that message. Then let's just quickly register, and here we can enter. It's our user settings view where we can put all the data. You logged in as, here's the data, income, all the data. Also at the bottom we have buttons. I already explained it, and I believe that's general things. That's how we work. Here's a mountain and fetching user data. Basically using the map keys that we run, basically. And update expenses, this for each function we can see. And delete an account, we basically erase an account from the Firebase where you used it. Sign out as well, we're just moving out. That's our, and there are some error if problems it doesn't exist or the auth is incorrect. And CSS function files where we can see it at the bottom, the way it look like basically. Next one, we run everything from the app view where we can see home, register, home, and user, basically all those buttons, the main idea. Our layout in the template, that's how we see it here. And it's a router link to and where it links to. We run it from here, and here is a CSS file we used for this part basically. Main.js, same as the previous files, nothing much, and like that's how it is. And the index HTML we basically used so as beginner we used one of the previous projects, and from that we worked with this one. But basically that's it for this. Yep, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching and listening.